And welcome one and all, welcome to something just a little bit different. This is Zombi for the Commodore Amiga. This was released in 1990. Now, it's actually a port of a 1980, I'm going to get this wrong, 1986 game for the Amstrad CPC, but obviously we're playing this version. What's important about it? It's Ubisoft's first ever published game. Secondly, it's based on Dawn of the Dead. Loosely. Well, you can see that considering Zombie was the title of Dawn of the Dead in other territories. So this is the game. We're on top of a shopping mall with 4 survivors. Does this sound familiar at all? Okay. Now there are a couple of objectives we need to do. And the first objective, hello Mr. Zombie. Zombies will only attack you if you're on this screen for about 8 seconds or so. Now, there will be some strange graphical glitches. I can't really do anything about that. Unfortunately, it's part of the problem of emulation. Right, anyway, back to actually talking about the game. I am going to be doing this at lightning speed. So the first objective we need to do is to get 3 sets of keys. Those are to go outside, get some trucks, and block all the entrances. Patrick now has all 3 sets of keys. So down we go. It's not exactly hard to fail in this game, in the fact that you can actually run out of... There's a food bar, health bar, and a stamina bar. That's another reason why we're going like the clappers. Right, let's turn on the truck and move it by using the pedal. Now, the whole point of this is we block up the entrances, we go around, we kill all the zombies, but then we need to refuel our helicopter on the roof. Yeah. It's technically like Dawn of the Dead, but not at the same time. Now, it's really easy to die out here, mostly because you might accidentally go across one too many, walk straight into a load of zombies, and they will slaughter you. As long as you know where you're going, it's really not much of an issue. Okay, turn you on, and move you forward with the pedal. Okay, so anyway, the next objective, once we have done this, Patrick will be locked outside. Poor boy, unfortunately. Because we would have blocked off the entrances and he won't be able to get back in. So we then need to wipe out every single zombie in the building. Which can take a while. And we need to dump their bodies in the basement, in the freezer section. Unfortunately, the power is dead in the freezer section. So we're going to have to go down there and hook things up. So there are a lot of items in this building that we need. But there's also quite a lot we don't. Now there are guns and there is a shooting mechanic, of which I'm completely ignoring right now. So Patrick is now stuck in the lorry. We are using Yannick. I'm actually slightly surprised that they haven't got the Dawn of the Dead characters, but maybe they couldn't license them. And the names are apparently either I think it's the developers of the game, which is quite cool. Okay, so that's the rope we could use if we needed to get outside. In theory, apparently you can actually get, you'd be able to get Patrick up by using the rope. No idea how that works, to be honest. Have never known how to do it. First aid kit, just in case we need it. We probably won't. Okay. Now, video store, there's nothing in here. Now we're going to go down to the basement. Now the problem is, our inventory is completely full. I should actually say this as well. Anything that we need for later, we will literally just dump in here. That's why the walkie-talkie's in here. Here we go. Need to get a gun. Now let's show the mechanic off. And there we go. The zombies cry for help. Sylvie is now going to go downstairs and we are going to equip her with a flashlight. Now that's because we can't hold more than one item at any one time. So if we go down to the basement holding a flashlight, we then can't shoot zombies. So we're going to use a combination of teamwork here. Okay, let me think. Now where's the flashlight? It's not in here. You can actually use the computer in that room, but I haven't actually been able to do anything with it. Ah, here it is. It's in the safe. And that is some sort of sledgehammer on the floor. Completely useless, of course. Right, down to the basement. Now, Sylvie will be our spotter. We will have to move her, and then move Yannick after her, and then shoot the zombies. As soon as we get on with it. There we go. Come on. Let's use the flashlight, and there we go. Now, again, I would so apologise for I am going very fast on this playthrough. And that's partially because I want to do it... Nightfall happens about 8 o'clock. And it annoys me a bit, because without giving away what's about to happen, we have to go outside and do a couple of manoeuvres. And I'd rather do it with one character instead of having to send out two. You know, one holding the flashlight, one actually doing the important stuff. So anyway... we need to... this fuse box, we need to sort out. We need to put a new fuse in. Now, we also picked up some gloves which will allow us not to get killed. Okay, and I always forget how to do this. Now, does that count? I can't remember if I've got to take out the old fuse, and it's a bit hard when you're trying to pixel hunt. Maybe I just need to put the new fuse in. That didn't work. Why can't I select it? Can't use the gloves, so... you'll have to forgive me here. I'm always a bit sort of... I don't want to sort of... I want to try and do this all in one go, so... let's just try that. Now, there's only one way of seeing if that works. We need to get the pilots. And we're going to go back to the control room on the 4th floor, and that's where we control the power from the basement. I also like the fact that on the walls, Ubisoft are saying, "Are you a programmer? Contact us." Right, which would also make sense, because I believe Dawn of the Dead was actually known as Zombie in France. And yes, we have now got power to the basement. Right then, this is going to take a while. We need to pick up every single zombie, so we've got to go around and kill them all, and drop them off in the freezer section. Once we've done that, we will then get contacted by the bike gang, if anyone remembers those from the films. And we have to steal their petrol from their truck. So... veers away from the story a bit, but to be honest, this ain't bad, considering it only veers away in such a way to make the game playable. Although, not a quick game by any means. Did I just say not a quick game? It's a quick game, if you know what you're doing. If not, then you will probably quite easily starve to death. There is food littered around the building, so it's not like... what you start with is what you're left with. There's also the med kit which you saw, and there are also beds, and I let him attack me, which is stupid. Now, this walkie-talkie, once we've wiped out all the zombies, we should, in theory, get a message from the bikers saying they're coming. And then they will break down the front entrance of the mall. So then we know to go get the fuel. And this is painfully slow, this bit. Now, in theory, there's some sort of shopping cart on one of the higher levels. And in theory, from what I understand, you're meant to be able to load a load of bodies into that, and then just carry the shopping cart to, like, a backpack. Can't get it to work for me. Unfortunately, I can carry the shopping cart as an individual item, but not full of things. Come on, Mr. Zombie. And before you ask, yeah, there are two types of enemies in the game. That's one of them. Why do they do that noise? Right then, this is going to take me a while. Now, ideally, I would have liked to have played my favourite track from Dawn of the Dead, but I can't, probably due to copyright reasons. But that doesn't mean I can't play a cover version, does it? So, let's ramp it up a gear. I will see you in a bit. Right, in theory, that is now all of the zombies dead. But I'm not getting anything through the walkie-talkie. Okay. Generally what's meant to happen at this point is once they're all dead, you, as I say, you'll get contacted by the bikers. Oh, got a bit more graphical glitching. So I must have missed a zombie, surely. Mr. Zombie! Come on. Oh, hello. Okay, that is this game's excuse for a biker. More like a football hooligan at a Millwall game, but oh well. So the walkie-talkie didn't work, which is a slight problem, but oh well. Okay then. So we'll proceed as planned. We need to go outside and drain the thug's truck of the petrol. Now, we need a jerry can, which is here, and we also need a garden hose, which we can find at the gardening centre, and I've forgotten where that is. Is it one floor down? Where is it? I need a garden hose. No, that's out to the balcony. I really wish I could have got this where there weren't the graphical errors, but oh well. I'm not fighting you, I don't have the weapon. Ah, there we go. Garden hose. We are now in a fit state to nick some petrol. Now, we are also going to get everyone up to the helicopter as soon as we do this. And truth be told, I've completely forgotten how to refuel the helicopter, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. Oh god, yeah, we can't go out the side entrances. It's only the front entrance they've broken into. Bit of saving. And I think it's this way. It is! I do, like, you know, I appreciate the fact they give me time to shoot them in the head. And they're actually, which is a bit odd, they're a lot stronger than the zombies. It's also a slight shame, this is on the Amiga, and there's no background music. There's only background sound effects. Very odd. And I know this is 1990, but come on, guys. Right. We need to... Let me think. I think we've got to put the petrol can down on the ground, open up the fuel tank, and use the pipe. Oh, there we go. You've got to actually use the use button at the bottom. So now we have a full jerry can. Everyone, to the roof. Yes, I know I've got the full tin, thank you, but I will save while I'm here. Everyone to the elevator. And back up to the top. Well, floor 3. Ah, Patrick, you can now lead the confines of the truck. Okay, this is where it goes horribly wrong and I accidentally send him into the zombie hordes. No, we're fine. Hello, and in through the front. Again, to the lift. And then Yarrick. So, pretty much that's the entire game. Now you can imagine that if you didn't really know what items you need, and there are a lot of red herring items, that you might struggle with food and everything. But once you figure it out, again, you can blast through it. I think this entire run took me about 45 minutes, and most of that was shooting the zombies down. But in the actual manual, it doesn't really say anything about what you've got to do. So it really does throw you in blind. And it really does help if you've seen the movie. I think the only downside of that is that will only get you as far as figuring out stuff to do with the trucks. The freezer? God knows. I struggled really hard on this point as a kid. Okay. How many more... you know what, I've been nattering and I can't even remember how many people I've already got up here. Okay, in theory, that's it. Alexandra has the keys for the Helicopter. Now, you can actually complete this game even if you lose some of your guys. And obviously if you lose everyone, it's game over. I can't imagine how pissed you'd be if you lost Alexander. Oh, God's sake. What have I got to do here? What do I do with the jerry can? I can't use it. It won't let me put it down. I can't do anything with the hose. Oh, God, I've forgotten. Oh, hang on. No. No. I will figure this out. This is slightly embarrassing because I only actually completed this game again yesterday. Now, what do I do? It is actually sort of slightly... Oh, don't tell me that. No, do I just use it? Oh, God's sake, game. Right, let's get in. Now the worst part, trying to start the helicopter. Literally, you've got to click around everywhere to find the bloody engine. It's one of these buttons. There we go. And click on the joystick, and away! That was Zombie for the Commodore Amiga. A interesting game. Doesn't take long to complete, and definitely worth a bash. Not a lot else I can say apart from that, is it? I've been TrevimusPrime. I'll catch you next time.